Namaste. Today I wish to speak about a phenomenon which has been catching my eye in the last maybe few months or a couple of years, I can say. Particularly in the last week, Navaratri is just over. And during this Navaratri, in our Alpha Mind Power, we have a lot of WhatsApp groups. So in those groups, we had requested our Alpha Siddhas to post the pictures of their Navaratri celebrations with the kolu. The kolu is the arrangement of the dolls which many people keep in their houses during Navaratri. So we had asked them to share pictures of the kolu. And what I saw this year was, in almost all the kolus, very few were exceptions, in almost all of them, there was one new figure, either as a statue or as a cutout, and that was BALA TRIPURASUNDARI. Before this, I have not seen so many pictures of Bala in a kolu, in a Navaratri, but this year I could see it in so many houses. I was really overwhelmed. The energy of Bala Tripurasundari seems to be spreading so much today. So many more people are becoming aware of her energy, and that is why I thought I must speak about her. I have mentioned her in some of my videos earlier, but I thought this video I will speak only about Bala. My experience with Bala, the first time I came to know about her was in 2001. Somebody told me there is a temple at Nemili, which is near Kanchipuram, 20 kilometers from Kanchipuram, away from Chennai. And they said, let's go to the temple. So in 2001, we went to that temple. We expected a temple, but when we went there, it was only a house. It's called Sri Bala Peetam. So we went into the house and there was a small hall and this little small statue was there. We couldn't even understand it when we looked at it. Somebody showed it to us, I looked at it. And the energy was so beautiful. You feel so nice just sitting there for a few minutes. And with that, we came back home and it was as if we went there and got something good and you hold it close to your heart and then you come back home. That's it. I didn't know anything much about Bala at that time. Then in 2005, I was first initiated into Srividya. So there I heard about Bala Tripurasundari and I said, oh yes, I've gone to Nemili, I've seen this place. And the first mantra in Srividya is Bala mantra, that's the main mantra. So that mantra was given to me, I started chanting and I was very happy with it, it was going on. But I did not go back to Nemili during that period. Then again in 2009, I was once again initiated into Srividya. This was the proper initiation. It was a much more powerful initiation. And that is when I really understood what Srividya was and who Bala was. And my connection with her became a little more strong. I started chanting her mantra every day. It was going on like that. Then in 2011, because of Devi's command, I would say, I decided to start teaching Srividya to give the initiation because Devi herself said, you do this class. So I started preparing for it and the class was scheduled at the end of April in 2011. There was a lot of fear in my mind and there was a lot of excitement also in my mind that, Srividya, we are going to conduct a class and it's a real beautiful feeling. Because every class, after that I can tell you, every Srividya class was like a ceremony for us. So that was the first class, so everybody was so excited about it and it was the month of April. And suddenly one day I got a phone call from a lady. She doesn't call me often, very, very rare. But that day she suddenly called me and she said, I just wanted to tell you something. Yesterday I went to a temple at Nemili, Bala Tripurasundari. Please go to that temple, you should go to that temple. And she put the phone down. I was so surprised, why did she suddenly tell me that I should go to Nemili? How does this suddenly come out of the blue? And then it struck me. In another 2 weeks, we have the first Srividya class is coming up. So should I not go to Bala and get her blessings? I should have thought of it myself. But somehow I never thought of it, but it came as a calling from Bala. Then I said, no, I have to go there. So on April 14th, I went to the Bala Peetam again. I was going there after 10 years. 2001 I went first and 2011. When I went there, April 14th happens to be Tamil New Year day. So they have a small celebration in that small hall for Bala. They have a small, like a small chariot they have made. So they keep that small Bala statue on the chariot and they take it as a procession in that hall. A small hall, small chariot, small Bala, beautiful procession. It's a beautiful sight. So I was so overwhelmed. I was looking at it, and then I said, I'm so happy you called me. I just told Bala, because Srividya is coming up and your presence is very important for that class. And in the first Srividya class, believe me, her presence was felt by every person in the class. When we first chanted the Bala mantra, she was almost there. She was dancing throughout the chanting. So that is how it has been. Every time we do Srividya class, it has been like that. After that, in so many years, 10 years, it's been like that. And we have been enjoying the grace of Bala, and I have been particularly really enjoying her blessings in so many ways in my life. And after I started doing Srividya classes, those who attended the classes wanted to visit Nemili. So I made it a point to do this one-day yatra. We used to go from Chennai, visit Nemili, and sit there and chant the Bala mantra as if she is initiating us again, and receive the blessings from her, receive her energy, and then we used to come back to Chennai by evening. So I was organizing many such trips. And at Bala Peetam, there is an elderly person, Edilmani Ayya. He is the person who tells us a lot about Bala. Even the very first time we went there, he told us about her story, how she came into that house. And he tells it without getting tired. He keeps telling everyone who comes there. Around 180 years, his grandfather used to worship Rajarajeswari, and that statue is still there in that house. So he said, my grandfather used to worship Rajarajeswari every day. One day when he was sleeping, he got a dream, and the Devi came in a very different form as a small girl. And she said there was a river behind their house. The Kosastale river is there. Today it's just a riverbed, but those days more water was there, I guess. So the goddess came and said, I will be floating and coming in the river. You come and bring me home. I want to come to your house. And it was raining cats and dogs. The whole place was almost flooded. But this gentleman, as Edilmani Ayya describes it, his grandfather went to the river to look for this small statue. He couldn't find anything. He went one day, he went on the second day, he went on the third day, he didn't find anything. Then on the fourth day, he was almost vexed. But still he went. The people in the village were laughing at him. They said, when it is raining so much, you are still going to the river. But he did not answer anybody's questions. He just went to the river. And that day he said, I am just coming there now. If you want to come, you have to somehow come to me. And that's how he found this statue, that small statue. I mean, it's a bronze or copper idol. He brought it home, and from that day it has been there, and that is Bala, Nemili Bala. And when he explains that story, it is very beautiful to listen to him. And he will always say, after that, it has been here for 108 years, people come here, so many people have come here and seen her. But again, he always used to tell us, if you wish to go to a temple, you can always go to a temple. But if to come here to Bala Peetam, it is not enough. If you wish to come here, she has to call you. Only then you can come here. And that is very true. He always used to tell us, so many people wanted to come, but they could never come. But somehow he used to refer to me. He said, this Amma has been able to bring her alpha people. Every now and then she brings a whole group of people. Every time she is able to come. So he said, I asked Bala, why is this lady special to you? Why is this Amma special to you? How come she is bringing so many people every time? Then he said, Bala answered me and she said, they have not come here to see me. I have called them because I wanted to see my children and I wanted to give them a gift. So that's how he used to explain to us how great Bala is. And we have all felt her blessings, and we have all enjoyed chanting her mantra, praying to her. She's always been with me throughout in my life. From that day, it's been like that. I have been chanting Bala's mantra and praying to her so much, especially during this lockdown period. One day I was sitting and meditating, and I was just praying to her, almost conversing with her. That is the way I pray to Bala. And I was telling her, why are we suffering like this? Why this lockdown? Why all this disease? And is it that Kali Yuga is coming to an end? And if that is the case, then where is the Kalki avatar which was promised? At least now that avatar should come and save us and do something for us. If not now, when? I was asking her all these questions, and you know what happened? She just gave me one answer, one sentence as an answer, or maybe it's a question. She looked at me and said, you have still not understood me. And that is when I understood that her energy is the one which can save us. And from that day, I have been seeing her as a huge Bala, and totally occupying, the whole place around me. And today when I see her name, her fame, her love, her blessings has been spreading everywhere. So many thousands of people, or much more than thousands, many people I am seeing again and again. As I said, this Navaratri also, so much her energy is prevalent that I have started believing that this is the energy which can save us. And every time we go to Bala Peetam and sit there, Edilmani Ayya used to tell us that today Bala has a message for you and I am giving it to you. He used to tell us the same message every time, but every time it used to touch our heart and we used to come back with tears in our eyes. And that message I would like to give you today. She says, even if the whole world lets you down, even if everyone is against you, my little fingers will hold your hand and guide you till the end. So believe in that. Believe in Bala's energy. Pray to her. That is the energy which can save us all. Bala Charanam.